What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. Back with another life story because I don't want to cheat none of my subscribers or my viewers. Like I said, I'm about to give y'all 30 stories of my life by the end of this month, September 2023, since there's 30 days in it, man. But what I need y'all to do is hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and you can help the channel grow. And if you've been watching my previous videos, man, once I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be picking one of y'all for $100. Now, I know that might not sound like a lot of money, but hey, $100 free is $100 free, especially when it's tax-free and Uncle Sam can't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, though, I'm going to be giving away $1,000. So make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know you can help the channel grow, man. And I'm going to be picking this shit randomly. So it's not like you got to wait and see like, oh, he got 999 now, let me be the 1,000 subscriber. No, that's not how it's gonna work. It's gonna work. I'm gonna, post a video once I reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna have all my subscribers who's watching, hit me up on Instagram and verify it in the comments. We're gonna do a double verification and we're gonna get you paid, man. But yeah, man, this story right here is about the time that man, what story was I gonna tell y'all this time? Shit, I've been over here drinking this motherfucking Jaeger and Red Bull, man, and I done fucked around and forgot which story I was gonna tell y'all niggas, bruh. I know the story I was gonna tell y'all. The time that my neighbor shot my other neighbor, bro. This is a crazy ass situation, right? So this happened about 1990, man, when did this happen? About 1997, right? I used to stay in this cul-de-sac called Babette Way. If you're from South Sacramento, you already know Babette Way was a cul-de-sac right there off of Meadowview. It was like the Meadowview area, Meadowview and 24th area, right? So now, to understand this a little bit better, let me give you all a breakdown of some gang culture in South Sacramento at the time. I stayed in a cul-de-sac, which is like a circle street. Now, my house was in the middle of two rival gang families. You had the TLRs and the TRGs. Now, if you're from Sacramento or you're familiar with Asian gangs, the TLRs were the tiny little rascals. They were like predominantly Bloods, right? The TRGs were tiny rascal gangsters, which are kind of like Crips, but they don't wear blue. They wear like gray. Now, the TLRs were from like Detroit Boulevard off of Meadowview, which is like a Blood section of Sacramento, just a Blood city anyway. But they moved right there to Babette off of Meadowview, you know what I mean? But they was claiming Bloods. Now, mind you, I lived between these two houses for like 2 years. Never had a problem. They never had a problem or anything like that, right? But on this particular day, the two older sisters, I want to say the oldest one for the TLR's name was like Aluya Vang or something like that. And the TRG sister's name was like Samantha. I can't even pronounce the last name. I think they were from like Laos or Cambodia or something, and these other TLRs were Mongs, you know what I mean? HMONG. That's like, I think they come both from the same country. It's either Laos or like northern Thailand or something like that. Please forgive me if I'm getting the geography wrong. Hey man, I'm off that good cushion alcohol. Anyways, man, so but like I was saying, TLR and TRG are two rival Asian gangs. Now, Sacramento, you have Asian gangs, right? But it's a predominantly Blood city, like Black Bloods, you know what I mean? I'm predominantly from a Crip neighborhood, the Garden Blocks, which is right down the street from where I'm living at the same time. But I'm staying in a Blood neighborhood, Meadowview Blood neighborhood. So anyways, so this particular night, the sisters had already fought during the day, and I remember one of the sisters was like, I'm gonna call my homies, whoop whoop whoop. So it was me and like there used to be some brothers that used to stay right in the middle of the cul-de-sac. Rashid, Timogen, Solomon, Isaac, and Mark. It was 5 brothers, right? That's a whole nother story. But it was 5 brothers. And I think me, Timogen, and Solomon, and Rashid, I was kicking it with like 3 of the brothers that day, and we're sitting on the opposite. Now, mind you, they live in the middle house, right, of a cul-de-sac of the Circle Street. These two, my house is like right here, and then there's these 2 right here on the side. But we're sitting on the opposite side of the curb smoking weed, you know what I mean? Like chilling. So I remember they had fought that day, and they was making threats to each other like, yeah, bitch, I'm going to call my niggas, woo. Now, some hours had passed since they had fought during the day, you know what I'm saying? But I stayed around like, shit, what's going to go down? We all waiting to see what's going to go down, you know what I mean? We thought it was just going to be some more fighting, you know what I mean, going on. Well, that's not what happened, man. The girl from the TRG house had ended up calling her homies. Now, I remember they pulled up and now, mind you, the TRGs used to kick it on Major Court off of 24th Street, maybe like 2 blocks away from where all this shit took place. If you're from South Sacramento or Sacramento in general, you already know where I'm talking about. Major Court is right across the street from Meadowview Market, right? So I remember we sitting on the curb, you know what I mean? Now, mind you, they done went in the house and shit by this time. We all sitting on the curb smoking weed, you know, bullshitting or whatever, you know, still waiting to see if anything is gonna pop off, right? So I remember at the very end of the street, a fucking gold Toyota Tundra pulled up, and it had like 5, 6 niggas in it, right? And they all hopped out, you know what I mean? And they start walking up the street like hella slow, and we looking like, what's going on around here? So I remember the TLR motherfuckers they had came outside for some reason. They were just outside kicking it too, you know what I mean? And I remember all I seen was the TRG niggas walk up, and they just started shooting. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody just was like, oh shit. There was a van like parked right next to us, nigga. We jumped, you know, we all jumped on each other to get the fuck. We didn't know if they was gonna turn around and start spraying us for being witnesses or what. But I remember me and the brothers, we just jumped behind the van, you know what I'm saying, while the whole shit went down. And the TRG motherfuckers shot up the TLR house, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is none of the gang banging motherfuckers in that house got shot. They shot her little sister. Her little sister was probably like 5 years old. I don't know what the fuck she was doing out at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night when this happened, but I remember her getting shot in the leg, man, because like a week or 2 later, or days later, I came back over there, you know what I mean? And she had a cast on her leg and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I just remember thinking like, damn, man, that shit all started from a fist fight between the 2 oldest sisters and that had gang ties, 2 rival gangs. And now, mind you, the whole time I lived there, like, everybody was cool. I think Aluya and Cassie, because I was more cool with the TLR motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Because me and their little brothers used to break dance and shit in the garage and shit. This is back in like 96, 97. And I remember Aluya Vang and Cassie Vang was the sisters. And I think like Samantha and I forget the other sister's name, but both of them had like hella brothers and sisters, but those was the 2 oldest, you know what I mean? And they fought. Aluya and I think her name was Samantha. They both fought. I remember that shit, you know what I'm saying? And then Samantha was like, yeah, I'm about to call my niggas over here. I'm about to call my homies over here, bitch. You stay over there, stay. And I remember them bitches was like, yeah, bitch, we gonna be here. We ain't going nowhere. We live here. Woo do do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened, man. Them TLR niggas jumped out, walked over there and just lit the whole house up, bro. It was like 5 or 6 of them with guns, just boom, 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 boom. And a little ass girl was the only person that became a victim of that shit. Thankfully, she didn't die. Nobody else got hit, and nobody else died or nothing like that. But I just remember that shit like, god damn. Like I'm glad that they didn't turn around and start shooting at us just for being right there and witnesses and shit, or just mistaking us from being involved in the shit. You know what I mean? Because we ain't have no strap on us or nothing, you know what I mean? But, bro, that was some wild ass shit, man. Like, I don't even remember what ended up happening, the outcome of that shit. But man, that was a wild ass story. My next door neighbor on the left side had some niggas shoot my next door neighbors on the right side, man. But yeah, and I believe till this day, I'm not sure if TLR still exists in Sacramento, but I know for sure there's some TRGs in Sacramento. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, this is just another, story of my life. I told y'all I was going to give y'all 30 stories within 30 days. So yeah, this is the time that my neighbor shot my other neighbor, man. And I ended up moving back to 29th Street in Twilight. So I lost contact with the Asian families, but I still maintain, contact with the brothers and shit like that, even all the way up until I moved from California in 2018. Their sisters still stayed in the same apartment complex as I did in Rancho. You know what I mean? So, man, shout out to my boys Timogen, Rashid, Mark, Solomon, and Isaac. Man, Mark was the first person I ever smoked weed with. Man, I'm gonna get into that story another time, man. But what I need y'all to do right now is hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know you can help the channel grow, man. And we out.